Oh, Charlie. I didn't expect you in here as well. Charlie gives an impressively sleepy stretch. We're a little nervous about the trials tomorrow. Even though Charlie doesn't have her trial tomorrow. Or I am anyway. I asked Sophie if I could sleep over. I see. No need to move. At least being asleep, I won't have to worry about you getting up to anything inappropriate. I'll have this done quickly. This is it. My heart pounds against my chest, feeling my fingers start to brush along the length of my arms. This will be your last suck job ever, Magi Shira. You better enjoy it while you still can. So I'm the one who's going to have to do it. Uh-oh. This is it. This is the time. I stare up at her, fighting off the first wave of tiredness that pulls through me. If I focus, if I really focus, I can even feel it. I can feel the magic being sucked out of my body. The pulse of magic being drawn so slowly and carefully from me. Charlie's fingers clasp subtly on the inside of my elbow, silently willing me to stay awake. I have to wait for the right time. Gotta time it perfectly. I try to find it, try to center, and focus on my core like Eri showed me. Oh, this looks kinda weird actually. Her thumb is like in between my boobs. Is that actually Charlie sitting next to us? This is kinda weird. Like we're sitting there apparently with our arms like next to our boobs. Like we're pushing them up so that Magi Shira's thumb glides through it perfectly. And then like, you know, you see Charlie sitting next to us, like holding our hand, like, you can do this, Sophie. Magi Shira's hand glides across my collarbone and spreads the heat throughout my chest. Now or wait, I don't think she's quite there yet. She said like we have to wait patiently, right? We don't want to be a quick draw, we don't want to pull the trigger too early, so let's wait. Her hand dips lower. She moves across to the other arm. Charlie's practically pinching me as my eyelids start to droop, the fog beginning to cloud up my mind. Charlie's like, stay awake, damn it. Damn it. I can't go to sleep. I can't. But it would feel so good to just give in. Yeah, let the sleepy droopiness fall over you. No, we can't. Fight it. There's nothing harder than trying to claw my way through it, pulling myself up and away from the beckoning darkness. Her hand returns to the center of my collarbone, dipping down along my chest. Does she really have to touch me that sensually? It follows the curve of my chest, bringing with it that flush of familiar heat. She looks so casual, that makes it even worse, you know? She is doing something so evil and yet she looks so casual while doing it. Like she's not doing anything wrong at all. That's just a sign of pure evil, okay? Pure evil doesn't even think it's doing anything wrong. Evil thinks it's doing the right thing. I wonder if she's done this to all of her students. If this is why so many of them have failed. She's just been using them. Her palm glides across my heart, the spell settling deep, burrowing inside, as if digging for more to take. I mean, we gotta wait until she's at the core, right? Is she at the core right now? I think so. Like she said the heart, right? The heart is kind of the core of our body. Fuck it, let's go now! I feel it shudder through me as she pulls magic from my core. Just like Eri said. I push back with the bulk of my magic, hurling it at her like it would an attack. Her whole body shudders in surprise, but I grab her wrist, keeping her hand on my chest. Oh yeah, feel the awesome powerness of my boobies! Rawr! You won't get away with this! Not anymore! See that? Look at that! Oh yeah, look at the intense look in Sophie's eyes. The power of my boobies. Feel it, Magi Shira. Feel it! Charlie curls against my body, pouring her magic into me like ink bleeding through paper. I use it to counteract Shira's strength, which is rapidly fading. No! Stop it! You don't know what you're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. And I know what you've been doing too. I suddenly feel so alive. Electricity running through my veins. Is this what it feels like for her every time? That's why she's so strong, of course. We feel all of our power that she sucked out of us. We feel it seeping back in through our body. And the more I drain her, the easier it gets. Though she won't stop fighting and struggling. Oh yeah, who's getting sucked now, huh, Shira? You like getting sucked? Enough. You have no right to do this to me. You're a student. You don't understand what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm going to become so powerful that you cannot stop me. She tries to thrash against me, but Charlie grabs onto her too, holding her there by a handful of hair. Stop fighting it! She refuses, trying to claw at my face. But without magic, she's weak and tired, her movements sluggish. Now you know how it feels, huh? I won't. Sophie, we can come to an arrangement. Not now. Maybe in another inning, but not now. I'll make you a student here. I'll graduate you. These are just desperate lies, desperate words to get us to stop, but we won't. We could do great things together. Sophie. Boom. Magi Shira down, baby. She wobbles and then falls down, still and motionless across the bed. My concern now becomes, how are we gonna explain this to Master Orman and Mage Warren that, we kinda killed our teacher? I mean, we can just tell them the story, but that's the thing. Will they believe it or not? That's kind of the question. Because the way it looks like right now is that we just stole her power. That's the thing. We did the exact same thing that she did to us, which was kind of illegal for her to do, right? I mean, did we actually suck all of her magic away from her, or every spell was kind of like she said, that we would just be, like it's a counter spell. We're like reflecting the power back at her in the form of an attack, rather than just, sucking the magic or just taking the magic. It was an attack. So I don't think we necessarily took a lot of magic out of her, which is kind of the illegal thing. But then again, killing a teacher or killing anybody is probably illegal too. So it's either it's like, did we do 2 illegal things or 1 illegal thing? But at least for 1 illegal thing, we have a good reason for killing her, kind of. Charlie sits up slowly as a stillness and silence fills the room. Is it over? I think so. Charlie's hand clamp over her mouth, her eyes wide. I keep staring at Shira, waiting for her to move, waiting for something, anything. She wasn't going to sleep though. She was fighting back. You had to hold on. Mortality isn't such a big deal. I don't see why humans make such a fuss. People die in this place all the time anyway. They probably just run a crematorium in the basement, so we can just stick her down there. Ari, you're not helping. I killed her. We killed her. Yeah, we're taking responsibility, both of us. I'm the one who cast the spell. Yeah, and I'm the one who helped you. We both did it. Head reeling, it feels like a phantom limb knocking on the Master Mage's door, not mine. I'm not even afraid. I don't know if I'm feeling anything at all. It's like Shira's magic did work, putting me into the deepest dream. Yes? We need to tell you something that happened. We just went to Master Orman's quarter in our bra and panties, He's like, oh, what is this? A late night visit from a young girl? Oh, I didn't know it was my birthday. We suspected Magi Shura was dabbling in the dark arts. I had been forming my own case against her and preparing to act on it.
We had no idea she was taking power from students, however. That she would involve them was beyond even my darkest thoughts.
I told you. The Master Mage holds up his old hand.
And you were right, Mage Warren. You had your suspicions, and I had my own evidence, but I needed concrete proof.
You mean you've been suspicious of Magi Shira this whole time? Not anything else? The two blink at me blankly. What are you talking about? I may have overheard you talking about removing someone from the school. And why would that have anything at all to do with you? I glanced at the Mage Master guiltily, his face finally lighting with realization.
If this is about me finding you in the library, Sophie, then no. I had no intentions of doing anything about that.
What is she talking about?
Nothing.
Good. Master Orman was on our side all along. He was never going to spill that secret.
Just a harmless encounter. Nothing to be concerned about.
Yeah, just me changing into a female body, completely harmless. His eyes twinkle with a knowing mischief. The first bright look he's had since we woke him up to tell him we killed our teacher. Not the easiest news to take to someone who's basically your principal.
For now, we have a far more pressing matter in resolving this situation.
Does this mean we won't be able to join the academy? Mage Warren bristles.
A trial will be necessary to deem you innocent or guilty of using forbidden magic. The counterspell you use drains magical energy. It is, in the strictest sense, forbidden.
Oh, I was right about that. So it was, the counterspell is, it drains magical energy, similar as the spell that Magi Shira used. It also drained magical energy from us, which is something that is illegal. So we actually did do two illegal things. So we need to be brought to trial for that one. We're basically excused from killing. As weird as it may sound, we are not found guilty for killing Magi Shira, but using the counterspell is actually something that we need to go to trial for. Alright then. Protecting yourself is forbidden?
Magi Shira's power now flows through your veins. And probably Charlie's as well.
Does it not? But it was our power originally. Like, you can't call it Magi Shira's power if she took it from us in the first place, right? It's kind of just we took our own power back. You can look at it that way, right? She must have felt it too. Ever since Shira's death, I felt stronger. I just look at it as our original power returned to us. This is our normal strength. We have been fighting at like 50% of our strength the entire time, and now we're just back to 100%. Our guilty expressions must answer for us, as Oraman presses on.
We will have to hold a trial, but no matter how intimidating Mage Warren makes it sound, I assure you, it is a formality. I will be most curious to see you grow from here, twice strengthened.
Charlie and I roomed together after the Shira incident, and Mage Warren is forced to take over our education. Despite being even more strict than Shira, he does seem genuinely remorseful that he didn't act sooner. And without her interference, and with her added power, my lessons are even more productive. My old dorm room is cleared out and closed off for now, leaving me to bunk with Charlie. Ooh. They could have given me a completely different room, but I prefer it this way. This is obviously way better. At least for now, after everything that has happened. What do you think they'll do with your old dorm? I guess they'll put some newbie in there. Who doesn't know a teacher died in that room? Yeah, just put someone who doesn't know what the hell happened. Just put someone in there, you know? You can't just not use that room anymore. Just put someone in there who doesn't know shit. Eri! I'm just being practical. Cuddle with me if you want to shut me up. I'm coming, Eri. Cuddle party for two? There's no such thing as just cuddling with you. That's true. Cuddling with Eri would lead to a lot of other things, which I don't mind. Don't think I didn't know you were feeling me up last time. You did, Eri? Oh, you sly demon. You sly devil. It's been an interesting few days. The three of us piled in a room together. I'm still unpacking my stuff, moving it into Charlie's space, and trying not to get in her way. She doesn't seem to mind the intrusion, though. What's that? She kneels down suddenly, coming back up with something clutched in her hand. I recognize the paper with a jolt. I snatch it away. That's nothing. Just a silly, Hey! Come on! I was reading that. What is it? I will make fun. I mean, unless it's seriously embarrassing, then I'll make fun. But lovingly. Come on! She whines as she reaches for it again, my hands keeping it instinctively close to my chest. Finally, though, I let her fingers tug it away. She skims over it, my face heating. What is this? Who's Darren? What? Maybe an old boyfriend writing Sophie love letters. Charlie's eyes widen. Really? What? He's my brother. You never mentioned a brother. Her eyes skim over the letter again, my heart clenching. What did her brother write in the letter? I haven't read that letter in so long, but I still can't bring myself to throw it away. He went here. He's a mage? I hesitate, glancing into Charlie's face as the realization slowly dawns. Oh no. He went here. I feel like he died here. That's probably what happened. Why else would there be such a gloomy atmosphere, a gloomy mood hanging over us right now? Oh. He was a mage. He made it that far. One of the best, even. They called him the Golden Mage when he went here. He was the top of his class. They said he did better than anyone in the Magi Wars. Then I shift from foot to foot, studying his scratchy handwriting. He took the sorcerer's trial. We promised each other we'd become sorcerers. It was the last promise we made before he left. The academy sent representatives to tell my mom and I that he was gone, and that was it. This letter is the last thing that I have from him. I'm sorry, Sophie. I didn't know that's what this was. She hands it back to me as I take the faded paper in my hands. I fold it back carefully again. And you, didn't learn anything from that? Eri! It's fine. I know where she's coming from. It's why I don't bring it up a lot. My hands clench. It can kind of... what Eri tried to say, right, is that, oh, your brother died during the sorcerer's trial, so why would you yourself try and do it too? But it's like, we made that promise with him, right? So, like, part of us probably wants to do the sorcerer trial for ourselves as well, but now it kind of feels like we're taking over for our brother. We're trying to accomplish something and keep our promise with him of becoming a sorcerer. So I feel like we're now kind of doing it for both of us. I made a promise, and at any point he could have turned back. He could have accepted being a mage and went on with a brilliant career. But he knew the risks, and he still took the trial. So will I. I have to. I told him that I would. But is it really breaking a promise? If the person you made it to is dead, then it's even more important to keep the promise, right? Because wouldn't you feel guilty as hell to break a promise with a person that's dead? That would probably make me feel guilty. Was there any fine print? Did you sign something? There are ways out of this. I think Charlie might tackle her, but I can only chuckle. I think what Aries is trying to say is that she doesn't want to see me die in the trials too. The demon girl gives a tiny nod. I'm not going to. I'm going to beat the trials. And once I'm powerful, once I'm a sorcerer, I'm going to change everything. My fingers tighten around the edges of the letter. I'm going to make sure no one ever has to die in the trials again. Clinging to that notion has pulled me through a lot. It helps me pull through now, but Charlie helps more than anything. She and I keep each other sane when the guilt starts to creep in, and we question that we should have done differently, or what we should have done differently. Nothing, she insists. We did the only thing we could. We defended ourselves, and maybe we stopped someone from doing something more dangerous. She's pretty good at making me see the brighter side of things. Our trial comes quickly, seated by some of the most politically powerful mages in the kingdom, and among them is even a sorcerer serving as judge. I would have probably fangirled a little if I wasn't busy peeing my pants over possible murder charges. We stand hand in hand again, waiting for the judgment. The judge stands, peering down at us from beneath a heavy brow. Anxiety bubbles in my stomach. The council has reached a verdict. This is it. Charlie's fingers feel slippery in my grip. Her body, a line of tension at my side. We might as well be staring down our executioner. The Council of Sorcery hereby proclaim you innocent of all charges. Yes! Charlie throws herself onto me with glee. Yes, we're innocent! Relief comes crashing in so hard that my eyes water. That, and the fact that she's crushing the air out of me and jumping on my toes. We did it! We did it! We didn't go to jail! Yeah! I mean, that's something to celebrate. The sorcerer clears his throat slightly amid our celebrations. The council has ruled you acted in self-defense. The deceased Magi Shira will be used as an example, a warning to all who would practice dark magic or dark and forbidden magic. It is also the Academy's decision, based on the input of Mage Warren, that you both should be permitted entrance into the Academy for the following year. Whoa, we don't even need to take the trials test? Trials of Initiates. What? We got admitted? But our trial. I'm hushed sharply, Charlie still bouncing up and down, even as she clamps a hand over my mouth. The progress you have made in training, and the additional power absorbed from Magi Shira, has more than qualified you for admittance. Further, you have done a service to our noble school. You will both be joining the next class and participate in the Magi Wars. The Magi Wars. Is this really happening? Charlie and I exchange glances, trying to contain ourselves as we give a hasty thank you as the trial comes to a sudden close. Oh. A day later, and the news still hasn't fully sunk in. I can't believe it! We actually made it in! The excitement and the disbelief practically radiates off Charlie, and I'm not doing so great at containing myself either, which still doesn't prepare me for the sudden embrace of Charlie. Oh God! I feel the immediate tension drain out of her shoulders, her body listing toward mine. Oh yeah. Was she grabbing my butt? She's grabbing my butt, my male butt. It might not be me, really, but it's still her. Sophie. She smiles against the kiss, our fingers entwining again. You know, this is going to make being rivals awkward. Shh. Don't think about rivals, okay? Just think about lovers. I press another brief peck of my lips against her mouth. Then just enjoy it while you can. And after that, We can pretend it never happened. Oh, we can't do that. Sounds like a plan. Not a plan I want to follow, but I have no idea what's going to happen after this. How our lives are going to change. Holy, are we really just doing this like we just got out of the courtroom and there's like immediately making out outside of it? The Magi Wars. I can't stop saying it. Let's try not to think too much about it. Right. Right. We exchange a long glance before we burst out laughing. You know what this means, don't you? Dinner's on you? Dinner? Who has time for dinner? We have to train. No, no more training. I just want one day. You've been in medical. You've had plenty of days. Our bickering resumes as normal. I don't know what's in store for me and Charlie. I know we'll face it head on, and that we'll face it together. If we've come this far and done so much, it actually gives me hope that I might achieve it one day. Sorceress Sophie. That kinda has a ring to it, doesn't it? But first things first. The Magi Wars. Ending number 1. Graduation day. So what, we have fully embraced being Sophie now? Cause it wasn't even on our mind to possibly change back as Sean, you know? It's just like, alright, we graduated, we got entrance, we were permitted entrance into the academy, and now we're just fully focusing on our future, our study here, the Magi Wars, becoming a sorceress, all those things, you know? And succeeding at this academy. That's the only thing we're focusing on. But dang, ending number 1, finally a good and happy ending. Although it did kind of end on like, you know, a kind of openness, like, you know, yeah, we got into the academy, but there's so much more that can happen from this point forward. And I did actually read about a message from the developers that they are sort of, I mean, they view as Highschool Romance as sort of a franchise, so there could be more games of this coming, and I would definitely love to see, you know, just a sequel, a continuation of this story, because I feel like they built a nice world here, even though they haven't, like, enlightened too much to us about it, of, like, how the world exactly works, but still, I like the characters, I like this world, I like the progression of the academy, her possibly turning into sorcerers, all that things. I feel like it's just a nice setup, and I wouldn't mind seeing a possible sequel. But we're not entirely done with this game yet, so, you know, not gonna think about a sequel or anything like that just yet. Maybe someday, maybe later, but for now, we got 5 out of 8 endings, I think, so 3 more to find, and we'll start doing that again in the next video. So thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because more good stuff is coming, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.